Good afternoon. This is Cheryl Lentz, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, talking on Tuesday at 2. I'm in my home facility today instead of last week when I was at the casino at a hotel. And I am going to share with you a card that we made in my techniques class yesterday and today, using window sheets. So the whole thing was on window sheets and different things we can do with window sheets. But the card I'm doing today, hi Patty, welcome. The card I'm doing today, sorry you weren't here, Patty, you would have loved them. The card I'm doing today uses our, the snow globe domes. So I thought, well, it's kind of like a window sheet in there, and I hadn't done one before. So I thought that would be kind of a fun project to make and go over with some of the ladies that were here today. This would be a reminder on how we went about doing it. And so it's using a stamp set called Still Scenes. It's on page 43 of the holiday book. And I guess, let's see if anybody else is watching. I know we miss you too, Patty. But I know you're enjoying that weather there. But yeah, and it's really cold. Oh, Robin, hi. Well, this is wonderful. I'm so glad you could join us. Yay, yay. I'm excited. All right, we got a party because there's 2 people on. If anybody's on, if you make a comment, let me know that you're here. If you have a question, I'm happy to answer it. If you want to see something in particular, let me know, because I would love to come on and show you what you're looking for. Right now, we're going to do this cute little card here that we did today. So I guess we'll just go ahead and get started. I'm going to flip the camera around here. And ta-da-ta-da. My setup was a little bit disturbed because of being gone. And so my camera wasn't exactly the same. The setup here kind of, okay. Is that going to be close enough? Do you guys think can you see well enough? You can let me know if you think that works. There we go. Okay, I'm just going to get started. So here is the stamp set, Still Scenes, snow globe. And then they have these wonderful dies. There's 10 of them. I have some out here already. 10 different dies that go with it. Now you'll notice on the stamp set, it has this cute little house, which there is a die to cut out the house. So that works great. This way, we'll go this way. Okay. Also, for this beautiful base, there's a solid where you can cut it out solid, and then there's also this like filigree, which is what we're going to do today. Also, that's not, many times the dies are different than the stamp set, which is a nice thing. So they have trees, this set of trio of trees, and they have polar bears, big and small, a deer, church, and a building. So all these different things you can use inside of your little snow globe. So very cute. But today we're going to do the house. So what I did first in the class, I'm going to show you one other thing while I'm chatting here. So I used, almost everything is from the snow globe scenes, the dies and that. But for the words, the greeting here, I stole a die from the Lakeside Framelits. I use this all the time. It's just, you don't have to use them with the set they come with, right? You can use them with any set. So I often use this die for words, for verses. So that's what we used across there because I liked how it looked. So I am going to put that aside. And the first thing I did, which I went ahead and did without you, was I cut out the globe. Okay, so that piece that comes with that, cut out the globe. You're going to keep this white piece because you're going to use it. And then what I did was I took the piece that I had cut out, so it's kind of white on white, it'll be hard to see, but I layered this up where it's going to be, giving it an even sides. And then I took a pencil, let's just see if I can get this straight here. I took a pencil and I just traced in the globe. okay? Because in the end, that's where it's going to sit. So I'm taking this piece away for right now, and we're going to use this piece here, and we're going to stamp our little house on this other piece of cardstock. For the base of the card, I did use heavy white. I'm using Memento ink now. For the base of the card, I did use the heavy white. I think because of all the layering and because of the snow globe being on there, it needed a little bit heavier. I thought it was sturdier. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp my, boy, is this straight? I don't know. Let's see here. I'm going to stamp my little house. There we go. Get that out of the way. And then I'm going to color it. So I always find it easier to color it before I cut it out, just because it's than having a little tiny piece. So I'm using a number of blends. I'm using the Balmy Blue combo blends, the light and the dark. I'm using the light cherry cobbler, and I'm using light shaded spruce. Everybody knows that's my favorite winter color. So, and then I'm using the marker, the thin marker for the trees and part of the house, because it's so, let me see if, I'm going to just take a peek if you guys can see that. Hello, Joanna. Let's see if I can make this a little bit bigger. Oh, I guess I can't. Ooh! Oh, gosh, sorry about that. Everybody just fell. That's not good. I was going to see, I guess I can't. Well, I hope you guys can see that. It's really, I'll color it and then I'll hold it up. So these little tree trunks are kind of small, but I just thought it needed to have the crumb cake in there. A little bit of color. And then I did the crumb cake around the door and on the trim of the house. So here, there. Okay, that's all I use that for. And then the house itself, I used the Balmy Blue. So I'm using the light Balmy Blue. Again, Stampin' Up shades for us. So where the house is light, that's where I'm going to use this light Balmy Blue. And there we go. Just going to color around there real quick. And over here. Okay. It all just kind of comes to life. And then where it's shaded, I'm going to use the darker Balmy Blue. And I'm using the sharper point here. So that just puts the same color but shades it in. It gives you a little bit of depth when you're looking at the picture, right? So there we go. That's done. And then our green, I know this looks so light green, but it's not as light when you color it in. I'm going to use that for our bushes here, there, and the evergreen tree that's kind of hidden here. So I'm just going to sneak some color in there for the tree, here and there. There we go. Down here, and one more here. There we go. Okay, and I see I missed a little. I'm going to go up here and color this trunk up here. This tree trunk here. There we go with some, this gives you a nice sharp point. So, you know, we tend to use the blends all the time, but it is nice to use the markers for these type of projects. So there we go. And of course I could not resist, my house had to have a red door. So I'm going to put the door at the cherry cobbler. There we go. Kind of looks neat. Okay. And then to make this, I'm going to cut it out. Let's see here. I'm going to cut this out. And then we're going to add some of our dazzling, the shimmer crystal effects and the ice Stampin' Glitter. That is beautiful. So I'm going to cut this out. I'm going to bring it over here. I'm going to bring my Big Shot over and put my die on it and line that up. There we go. Put another, oh, here it is. Put the cover on and cut this out. There we go. And while I have the Big Shot here, I'm going to go ahead, I used the Swirls and Curls embossing folder on the front of the card that goes around the snow globe. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I have to take off my magnetic platform, put on my Big Shot, the regular platform, And here's my swirls and curls. So I'm going to line this up. I guess you don't really line it up. I just line everything up. The folded portion goes towards the inside of the machine, and I'm going to run this through. And then our big shot work will be done here for a moment. We're going to cut out the verse, but that's all. There we go. Okay, I'm going to put this back over here. There we go. So now I have this set. I have this. I want to put the crystal effects on here first to let it dry, and then we'll play with some other color. So what I did is I put it in my little tray and opened up my crystal effects, and I just kind of squeezed on some where I wanted it for snow to be. So I'm just kind of putting it everywhere that it's lined up here. I'm going to put it on the roof of the house, and I'm squeezing some out and then just sort of moving it around here. And I'm going to put it on the bush here and on the tree, because I want all that glimmery crystal. It looks like snowflakes, like ice crystals all over. I'm going to put a little on the chimney too. There. Okay. So now I have that on, and I'm going to take my ice stamping glitter, which is so fun, and I'm just going to pour it over. You're not wasting any. It's going to go back in. I'm going to use my little tool here to pick it up. Come on, baby. Whoops. It's trying to run away from me. Okay, there we go. And I'm just going to tap off the extra, and then I'm going to bring this up so you can see how cool that looks. You see how sparkly it is? It's really pretty. So I was kind of excited about using this. So now I'm going to set that aside and let that dry. I'm going to put my little ice crystals back in here. There we go. Put this in here. Put that set up over here. Now we're going to add some color to the background piece here and to our swirls and curls. I did that with Balmy Blue, and I took a sponge and cut it up. I take our little tag punch and cut out the tag, the color that it is. It's a circle tab, it's called. And I punch out the color of the ink that I'm going to be using. And so I have one of these for all my different colors. And in this case, it works nice. I kind of stamp off on here, and I'm just giving it a light coloring. I don't want it real dark. I just want it to accent all those cool swirls. So it's just kind of muted here and there on this part. Okay, and then I'm also going to put this on my background piece. So on this piece, I did it pretty liberal. I got quite a bit on, and it looks like kind of a snowy day is what it reminds me of. So I did it the darker, this is the lighter blue, Balmy Blue. I love Balmy Blue. Okay, and then to add a little more interest on this one, for the nighttime sky, I did some blueberry bushel just along the edges. So let me do that. And I'm starting off and then just kind of playing around with it, adding more color as I go. And I just keep swirling it around to add more definition to the globe. There we go. That looks good. Okay, I'm going to set that aside for now. On our swirls and curls, because we're using the base that has this silver foil, I decided to use our Delectica silver, and I have a dauber here, and I'm just going to put a little bit of that on here every once in a while. Not a lot, but just so that when you kind of turn the card, you're going to catch that metallic look, and I think it'll look cool. Just add some more depth to the whole thing. There we go. Just like that. Okay, that's done. There. Put that cover on. Okay, so now I have one other little trick to show you. So this is the globe base, And then this is that filigree cutout that I used with the die. And to attach those, because it's so thin, you could use our fine tip glue pen, or there's another way to do it. You know, I'm a big fan of the green glue. So I'm taking my silicone mat and again a piece of sponge that I cut up. I'm going to take my green glue and I'm going to put a little in the corner here and put my filigree piece face down, and I'm going to tap this glue and then tap it on my piece here. There we go. Tap it all over. There we go. Okay, that's all. Now I'm going to move that aside. Oops. Dog hair and all. Cat hair. Okay, and then I'm going to put this on here. I'm just lining it up for our base. There we go. So it's a nice, easy way. If you get some on there that you don't, if you get the little bit of adhesive on where you don't want it, because it's on this foil, I just gently wipe it. There we go. Ta-da. Okay, that's done. So while our pieces are drying and getting ready, I'm going to go ahead and do the inside of the card. So I just had a verse. May the timeless message of Christmas fill your heart and home with joy today and always. You know, with the home in the front and the home in the inside. I thought, oh, how perfect. So with all of the verses, I used our blueberry bushel. There we go. And a number of the cards today, I used our Stamparatus. So nobody had to guess where to stamp anything. It worked out really great. There we go, straight down, straight up. That's so pretty. The font is so beautiful. And then I'm going to use this bigger piece of white for the verse for on the front. And again, I'm going to use the blueberry bushel. So I'm just stamping it in the center. There we go. And then I can close this up. Well, let's see here. I'm going to leave that open for a minute. Only because here's our little house. Come here, little house. Okay, here's our little house. And to put it on here, that white looked so stark. So I took my blueberry bushel and I just kind of touched the edges of this. Not a lot, but just a little bit. I'm trying to hold it so there we go. So I'm just coloring in a bit of it so the edges were a little softer. There we go. I'm gonna let that dry. Okay, I didn't need any more. I had enough ink on the little sponge anyhow, so I didn't need that. All right, I am going to bring the Big Shot back once more. I'm going to cut this verse out. I thought after last week when I just did our little coffin that I would do a whole card. And you can see that once in a while I stamp. I'm going to do the whole card this time. So this greeting just fits in this perfectly. So I just kind of lined it up. Tried to go up and down, side to side, get even. I don't know if you can see that. There we go. And I'm going to run that through. There we go. Okay. And again, I'm going to end up brushing the sides of the verse because I think it looks nicer and it stands out a bit more with some shading. So I used the balmy, since the words are in the darker blue, I used the balmy blue to shade in my little verse here. Okay. All right, there we go. Okay, so now we can start assembling all the pieces. First of all, let's get rid of the extra pieces. So I'm going to take the inside, and of course I have it layered with my blueberry bushel and my whisper white, a little bit of green glue here. There we go. On all sides. Love that little bit of wiggle room it gives me. So there we go. Whoops, Look at that. That's totally crooked. Oh boy. That was more than a little wiggle room, wasn't it? That was like totally, just move the whole thing around. There we go. Okay. Ta-da. Back to normal. And then I'm going to add it to the inside of our card, which is over here, and get it out of my way before I do any more damage. There we go. Okay. Put that in there. That in there. Okay. Ta-da. All right. Now, this is where we drew out that little dome. So I'm going to take the piece that I sponged, add some glue to it, and I'm going to put it in that spot. So that should follow where the cutout is. There we go. All right. And now I'm going to take our little house and add some adhesive and put that in too. Not directly on the bottom, but up a little bit there. And there we go. That's already pretty dry, so it doesn't take very long with the crystal effects, and then with that sprinkled on top. All right, now here's our domes. You get 10 of them, the snow globe shaker dome. So you get 10 in a box, which is a pretty good deal. You're going to want to make 10 of these cards. If you're making them, you're going to want to do that. You get 10 of them for $6.50, and that's on page 43 also. And the nice thing is they have a piece that comes off with adhesive on the top and on the bottom. So I'm going to take my little, and there is a slit in here, I'm going to take my little poker tool here and pull that off. Okay, and then I'm going to hover over this and put it over my picture. There we go. Ta-da. There we go. Okay. Now, this piece that we did the swirls and curls and colored it up is going to fit right over the top of it like that. So I'm going to add some of my green glue around here. I am going to pull this other sticker off of here so it will adhere to the top also. There. Nice tight seal. And here we go. I'm going to put this over the top of it. And there we go. Ta-da, ta-da, ta-da. Okay. Ta-da. And then our base is going to go on here. And I did put dimensionals on the base so it would come up to the same height as the globe. This is not a card you're going to mail unless you have a bubble card, holder. This is a card you're going to hand out. I wouldn't trust it in the mail unless you had a bubble envelope here. Throw those off to the side for my cleaner. And I don't know why I have to put everything to the side, but that's what I'm going to do. There we go. Okay. Ta-da. So remember, if you share my video today, do you get tired of hearing me do this little sales pitch? If you share my video today, you too could have this card in your home. I will mail it. I will mail it in a bubble envelope, protect it so you can have it to enjoy for Christmas. You'll get it before Christmas. Okay, so this one is going to go right here, right underneath here, side to side. And then the final thing that I wanted to do was I added some little red rhinestones here because you just have to have a little bit. And I wanted kind of a triangle, with the red door, and it would kind of draw your eye down. So I'm going to pick this up. I'm going to put it here, there. Come around, little one. Here we go. I had these all doled out for, there we go. Put it there, there. Ta-da. That's our card. I'm going to bring it up close and hopefully you can kind of see the shimmery glimmery of it all. Hi, Linda. Hi, I'm so glad that you joined us. Hi, Anne. This is fun. Y'all, I hope you're enjoying this card. So much fun. I had a ball today making all these different cards. I will share some more with you, but this is the card. If you share my video, you will receive this card in the mail in a bubble envelope, so it'll stay safe. So if you would like to order anything that you see today, you can go to stampingjourney.com. You can use my hostess code 6H, T as in Tom, S as in snow, Z as in zebra, NWV, and you could place an order with me, and you could have this still scenes. It comes in a bundle, so you can save 10%. You could have that in your home. So there you go. I will have this on my blog, and I will list out all the ingredients on there when I put that on today. So I'm going to switch the camera back around. Here we go. There. All right. Now you see the ceiling. Now you see me. Ah. All right. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed that. If you have any questions, write them down. Let me know if you have any information. If there's something in the catalog that you would like to see, or if you need a catalog, let me know. I would be happy to get one to you. And I will talk on Tuesday at 2 next week. So thank you. Y'all have a great week. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. Bye-bye.